Everyone cheered for him, and no one even noticed I was gone.
We met when we were both broke. He was working out of his garage, trying to launch a startup no one believed in. I was fresh out of college, freelancing between 3 part-time jobs. We had cheap dinners, long talks, dreams bigger than our bank accounts. He used to say, when this works and it will work, we're set for life. And I believed him, not just in the business, in us.
He built the business on my back. Now I'll build one he can't touch.
I helped him with everything. I wrote copy for his website, ran his social media, designed his first logo, filed his LLC paperwork for free, created pitch decks, cleaned up investor emails, prepped client reports, all unpaid, because he said, we're building it together, and that word together made every late night feel worth it. He'd look at me, all soft and tired and proud, and say, no one's ever had my back like you do. I didn't need a contract. I had trust. 3 years in, the business took off. He landed a massive client, got featured in an article, started getting invites to panels, networking dinners, private events I wasn't dressed for. He started saying things like, you're too good for this startup stress. Maybe you should go back to school. I don't want you to feel stuck helping me forever. I thought he was being considerate. Turns out, he was laying the groundwork to push me out. Then came the dinner. He said it was a milestone celebration. Big news, he told me. I thought, this was it. The proposal. The moment. Our next chapter. I wore the dress he loved. Did my hair the way he used to say made me look powerful. We sat down. Toasted. He gave a speech to the table friends, investors, a few new faces I didn't recognize. And then he said it. Today, I officially crossed the $1 million mark. Everyone cheered. He raised his glass, turned to the woman sitting next to him, the one I thought was just a client, and pulled out a ring. Sophie, will you marry me? I clapped. Because everyone else did. Because I couldn't feel my hands. Because the man I built a dream with just proposed. To someone I didn't even know. The room erupted into applause. Sophie gasped, hands over her mouth, tears already forming. Someone screamed, say yes. She did. I smiled. That awful frozen, polite smile you wear when your brain can't catch up with reality. My ears were ringing. I think I even raised my glass. Because in that moment, no one in that room knew who I was. Not really. To them, I was just another guest. Not the woman who sat with him on the floor of his garage sorting invoices. Not the one who coached him through investor meetings and rewrote his mission statement at 3 a.m. Not the one who once bought her laptop so he could afford legal fees. I wasn't his partner. I was just invisible. I left before dessert. No one noticed. Not even him. The text came the next day. Where'd you go? Sorry for the surprise, I meant to tell you about Sophie sooner. Let's talk, okay? He didn't even pretend to be confused. Didn't ask if I was okay. Didn't explain the proposal. Just casually slid me into the afterthought category, like a tool that had served its purpose. I didn't respond. Not at first. I needed space, not from him, but from me. From the version of myself that allowed this to happen. How had I missed it? The little shifts. The way he stopped saying we and started saying I, the client dinners I wasn't invited to. The branding changes he made without asking me. He had slowly replaced me in business, in life, without ever making it a clean break. Because he needed me to stay useful until he didn't. I finally texted him back. Not with a rant. Not with a plea. Just one question. Are you registering the company as yours alone? He replied fast. Let's not make this ugly. You did a lot, but there was never a contract. It was my vision from day one. And just like that, he made it official. I had built something real, and he had stolen it legally, cleanly, and without flinching. But if he thought I'd walk away quietly, he forgot who helped him build that empire in the first place. I didn't scream, didn't post about it, didn't beg. I just got organized. Because while he had the bank account, the ring, and the press features, I had the receipts, emails, drafts, file histories, photos of whiteboards I filled, audio notes we recorded together, screenshots of Slack conversations where he called me co-founder and brand lead, and one very specific email from year one. Hey babe, can you handle the design and web domain setup? I'll list you as co-creator until we formalize it legally. That word. Formalize. He never did, but I never deleted that email. I talked to a lawyer. She read through everything, nodded, and said, technically, he's right, there's no formal agreement. But morally, ethically, this is textbook exploitation. I didn't want to sue, didn't want to drag it through court for months, reliving every lie, but I wanted one thing. Acknowledgement. And if not from him, then from the world he built on top of my work. So I started small. Reached out to a journalist I knew, someone who once interviewed us back when we were pitching side by side. I sent her a folder, labeled, The Silent Partner. She called me the next day. Are you okay with me printing this? I asked her to wait. I had one more thing to do. I messaged Sophie. Short, calm, clear. You don't know me, but I know everything about your Fianki's business because I helped build it. Here are the files. Do whatever you want with them. Just don't let him make you feel small like he did with me. She never replied, but she read every single message. And 2 days later, the wedding was off. But I wasn't done yet. Because now that I had a voice again, I wasn't going to whisper. The article went live on a Tuesday. Front and center. The startup star who forgot his co-founder. It wasn't angry. It wasn't dramatic. It was factual. A timeline. My contributions. Quotes from early clients who remembered seeing me in meetings, reviewing slides, pitching ideas. One of them said, honestly, she was the brains. He was just the charisma. It went viral in under 48 hours. At first, his silence was deafening. No public response. No DMs. Nothing. But I knew him. He was calculating, watching, waiting for the narrative to settle so he could come in and spin it his way. And when he finally did, it was exactly what I expected. We were in a relationship. She offered to help. I never forced her. I didn't think I owed her anything beyond gratitude. That word gratitude lit something inside me on fire. You don't thank someone for building half your foundation. You partner with them. You credit them. You don't propose to someone else on the night of your shared victory. But I didn't respond publicly, because I didn't need to. The comments section did it for me. People reposted my emails, highlighted timestamps, quoted his own words from early interviews where he called us a two-person team. His LinkedIn started bleeding connections. One of his investors pulled out. Another made a quiet statement about reassessing internal partnerships. It wasn't revenge. It was just the truth, finally echoing louder than his charm. I thought I'd feel satisfied. I didn't. Not fully, because I realized I didn't want his world. I wanted mine. One where I didn't shrink to fit next to someone's spotlight. One where I built something not for love, not for recognition, but for myself. He used me to climb, but now I was free to rise, and this time, I wasn't bringing anyone who couldn't climb beside me. 6 months later, I opened my own business. Not in tech. Not in his shadow. Something new. Something mine. I launched a creative strategy studio, the kind of place I once dreamed of when we were sitting on garage floors and building his vision. Only this time the logo. It had my name on it. The team. All hand-picked. All credited. All paid. No hidden partners. No silent work. No one asked to prove their worth just to be kept around. People still ask me if I'd ever confront him again face to face, but I already did. That night, when I left his celebration dinner, when I took my silence and turned it into strategy, when I proved that being used doesn't mean being powerless. He hasn't reached out since the article. I think he knows better. Or maybe he just can't stand to look at a woman he didn't get to finish shaping. I saw Sophie once, at a panel I was speaking on. She didn't come up to me, just sat in the back, but she stayed until the end. When I walked off stage, I saw her mouth to words, "Thank you." That was enough. Healing didn't come in a rush of applause. It came in quiet moments. The first time I charged what I was worth. The first time I said no without guilt. The first time I walked into a meeting and didn't doubt my seat at the table. Because I'd always belonged there. I just needed to stop letting someone else draw the map. He got his million, but I got my voice, my business, my peace. And the best part?
I didn't steal anything to get here. I built it, brick by brick, for me.